We begin in Ukraine, where President Zelenskyy is thanking the Biden administration for its continued support. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd met with the Ukrainian president in Kyiv Sunday. Secretaries Blinken and Austin are the highest-level U.S. officials to have traveled to the country since the invasion began 2 months ago. They pledged new military support to Ukraine, including more than $300 million in foreign military financing and a $165 million sale of ammunition. After the meeting, Secretary Blinken told the media, despite Russia's ongoing bombardment, Ukraine has already won.
In terms of Russia's war aims, Russia has already failed, and Ukraine has already succeeded, because the principal aim that President Putin brought to this, in his own words, was to fully subsume Ukraine back into Russia, to take away its sovereignty and independence. And that has not happened and clearly will not happen.
Meanwhile, Russia has offered a ceasefire to evacuate people from the steel plant in Mariupol, where thousands of Ukrainian soldiers and civilians have been holding up. But Ukraine's deputy prime minister says no agreement has been reached on an evacuation corridor, and that Russia has broken these corridors many times. Ukrainian officials estimate about 2,000 of their troops are inside that steel plant, and more than 100,000 people remain in Mariupol. Joining me now from Ukraine is CBS News foreign correspondent Chris Livesay with more on all of this. Hi, Chris. So what more do we know about this high-level meeting between U.S. Secretaries Blinken and Austin with President Zelenskyy?
Well, the long and the short of it is that it was extremely effective for Ukraine, because the Americans put their money where their mouth is and came to Ukraine bearing gifts. I was actually at a press conference with President Zelenskyy the day before their arrival, when Zelenskyy broke the news that the secretaries were coming to Ukraine. It was a hushed meeting, as hushed as it could be, after the president of Ukraine alerted the media that they were coming. And he said that anybody coming to Ukraine is welcome to do that, specifically international world leaders, but to come to please, not just take tragedy selfies, but to come bringing the weapons that they so desperately need. So this was a big win for Zelenskyy. He said that he was very satisfied with the bicameral and bipartisan support this shows from the United States. Another interesting takeaway from it was that both the Secretaries Austin and Blinken said that a victory would not just be the survival of Ukraine, but also weakening the military of Russia. In other words, supporting Ukraine is a win-win, because it's not just seeing this democracy survive and giving its people that right to self-determination, but it's also seeing this menace, as the United States sees it, and as obviously as Ukraine sees it, weakened in its ability to do this to other countries in the future.
Yeah, Chris, that's a key point. And of course, Russia announced its new offensive in the east, but now seems to be targeting various parts of the country, with their latest attack on 5 railway stations today in western and central Ukraine. What are you hearing in terms of Russia's military strategy and key targets?
Well, the sky is the enemy here in Ukraine, because even though Russia's ground forces are now concentrated in the east and in southern Ukraine, the sky is still open. Russia has an immense air power to hit Ukraine wherever it wants. And, from time to time, it likes to remind Ukraine of that. Today, it struck some of its critical infrastructure in central Ukraine. But sometimes it also comes across as acts of vandalism or even terrorism, when you consider how arbitrary some of these targets appear to be, especially when you look at the civilian death count. It also suggests that Russia is, quite frankly, flailing. That's not me. That's according to a lot of intelligence reports. It's according to the Defense Ministry of the United Kingdom today, which pointed out the fact that Russia has made no significant breakthroughs in its concentration of its invasion now in eastern Ukraine. Ever since it pulled out of Kyiv and northern Ukraine, where I am, I'm in a town called Slavutich, which was completely occupied by Russian troops. It was embarrassed, quite frankly, and it decided, it was going to focus on eastern Ukraine, where it seemingly had the advantage. It was very close to the Russian border. Its supply lines were shorter. There was already a Russian-backed separatist force there that had been fighting for the past 8 years. So far, it hasn't really capitalized on that. And in the interim, Ukraine has been able to rebuild its own troops. It's been able to take a breath and get energized, and as the latest visit from these U.S. officials shows, get more weaponized.
Right.
So it's a bad sign for Russia and a good sign for Ukraine.
Yeah, like you say, an embarrassment for Russia for sure. And Chris, really quickly before we let you go, what is the latest update on those thousands of troops and Ukrainian civilians holed up in that steel factory? I mean, at this point, how are they getting food? How are they getting supplies?
Well, I mean, it's just a tragic story, and it's unfortunately more of the same. You have those people inside. They say about 1,000 civilians and this core group of diehard soldiers protecting them underneath this steel mill. It's this labyrinth of that's impenetrable, so they're safe. But they do say they have a limited supply of food. It's been varying tactics from Russia. Last week, Vladimir Putin told his forces there to just wait them out in a sort of siege warfare, essentially letting them starve to death inside. But we've heard from those defending the city that they are continuing to repel attacks and bombardment. The the pro-Russian separatist forces in the area say that they have evacuated hundreds of people from Mariupol into their own territory. So whether or not you want to call that rescuing people is in the eye of the beholder. Russia has also said that it is going to lay down its arms at the steel mill in order to let the people inside escape. So far, Ukraine says it cannot confirm that. It has not established any kind of humanitarian corridor with Russia, and frankly has no reason to trust Russia if there was some kind of humanitarian corridor, because Russia has fired upon humanitarian corridors in and around Mariupol in the past.
That's right. All right. Well, Chris Livesay in Ukraine, thank you so much for your reporting there.